Cyrene, who was pressed into service to help Jesus carry his cross, we are reminded of our brothers and sisters who suffer the effects of poverty and hunger. The cross is laid upon those without enough by the actions and patterns of those with plenty. The rich and powerful impose a burden that they themselves would not carry. We live in the world's wealthiest nation, yet 14.5% of U.S. households, nearly 49 million Americans, including 16.2 million children, struggle to put food on the table. In the United States, hunger is not caused by a scarcity of food, but rather the continued prevalence of poverty. Both issues must be addressed in our continued efforts to help those Jesus called the least of these, as we've been reminded to do by our new Pope Francis. Seemingly blind to this huge moral failure and unacceptable injustice, many of our politicians advocate drastic slashes in social welfare and safety net programs, thus balancing budgets on the backs of those who are poor and vulnerable. Where is the compassion? As people of faith, we cannot ignore the extreme gap between those who are rich and those who are poor. We cannot deny the unjust distribution of power and resources. Every day, faith organizations and people of goodwill compassionately serve individuals in need within our communities. But standing here at the Federal Building, we are reminded that our efforts to sustain our sisters and brothers living in poverty must be complemented with a serious plan of action from our political leaders. We are the ones who must demand that our leaders act with justice and compassion. Those who live the covenant with God know that our nation will be judged by the way we treat the least among us. Cutting the budget for anti-poverty programs surely does not reflect the golden rule.
Many among us are burdened with conditions beyond their control. Generous God, give us the compassion and resolve to demand fairness for our brothers and sisters living in poverty. Help us to examine the systems and structures that contribute to extreme gaps in wealth in the United States, and take steps to remedy this injustice as we travel together on this journey of life.